Welcome back to WagerTalk.com. I'm Marco D'Angelo, joined in studio Brian Leonard of Wager Talk also. Brian, we're going to put the final bow on the Super Bowl. I know it's a couple days after the fact. Great game. If you're a fan of football, come right down to the last play. If you're a sports bettor, you were either very happy or pretty pissed off. Let's just be honest about it. And you and I were up in Reno this past weekend with the wives, and we were at a Super Bowl party, and I mean, the place just, that last play, I mean, everybody was befuddled. You could just look a shock with the final call, and me and you both were on Seattle, both big. So we lost that wager, but we managed to come out okay because of all of our prop bets. But take us through that last play, what you were thinking, and
Well, it played out, the way I handicapped the game was I thought Brady was going to throw the ball. I thought New England was going to throw the ball a lot more than what people thought, and that's exactly the way it played out. When it got down to that last play, we just assumed you were going to either hand the ball to your running back or you were going to roll out. I didn't even have a problem with the pass as long as you'd have thrown a pass to the side where only your receiver could have caught it. When you're throwing into a crowded area like that, that's where you get in trouble. But I could say that we were pretty much dumbfounded by the end of that game. And as you said, we took advantage of some nice payoffs on props. And, I'm a math guy, so I do the no overtime, the no missed extra points, no block extra kicks, those kind of things. So those all worked out for me. But if Seattle comes in, I think we have a very celebratory trip to Reno.
There was a point in that game with the no overtime that overtime was looming large. If New England gets the field goal instead of the touchdown, that would not have made happy on those big bets. And someday we're gonna have a video just on that and discuss it.
Go over the math.
If
something happens once out of every 16 times, you only got to pay 1 out of every 8 times for it.
But you know what? As I said, we're both getting old, and if there's one misstep, I don't know either one of us will be around to recoup those 16 to get it back. Going to the Super Bowl, though, a great article by David Purdom for ESPN broke down all of the numbers for the Super Bowl, and people love to hear the numbers and what was done and bet on the Super Bowl. $115.9 million on this year's Super Bowl. I believe last year was $119 million. Net profit for the books, $3.2 million. And that is the lowest total since Green Bay beat my Pittsburgh Steelers in 2011. The final play cost the Nevada books pretty dearly because there was much more money on the Patriots, even though we saw on Sunday most places that had New England at 1 brought it to pick. In some places, there even were some rogue Seattle -1s out there on Sunday. But because the Super Bowl is that one game where the public does overwhelm the sharps because everybody's betting the Super Bowl, there was more New England money, and there were a couple $1 million bets here in Las Vegas. I know the Wynn had one, MGM had one, $1 million bet on New England. So right there's, a swing of $2 million to the plus or $2 million to the minus, whichever side you were holding there. The books definitely would have wanted that. Interesting number for the books. That brings the total since 1991 to $134.2 net profit, $1 million on the Super Bowl. They don't lose very often. Since they started keeping these numbers in 1991, there's only been 2 losing Super Bowls for the books. And one of them was San Francisco in 1995, blowing out the Chargers. And the other one was 2008, involving New England, when they got upset by the New York Giants and the circus catch and everything else.
There should be no way now that all the prop betting is there that Vegas should ever lose on the Super Bowl, because you've got people betting the coin flip at -110. Come on.
Yeah.
I mean, there's 2 reasons why this didn't surpass last year. Number one was there was no money line because the line was roughly around pick 'em.
Right.
So many people like to play the underdog on the money line, so they lost a lot of money on that. And plus your teasers. No matter which team or total you tease in this game, you won. And that was a big blow for the Vegas casinos and Nevada casinos overall.
Yeah, and the props that you said, that is what saved them and gave them the net profit, on the Super Bowl, was the props. And the public, everybody was thinking different ways on the prop plays. As you said, you were expecting to pass. I was all over that they were going to be passing from the start. Too many times I saw the way they attacked the Steeler defense, and the first play, I looked at you and smiled in Reno when New England came out with the 4 wide receiver set in the first play of the game.
And it was an underdog that the first play of the game would be a pass.
Yeah, and that one, I could kick myself for not, but that was one of those first play of the game. It was Seattle going to get it or is New England going to get it, and you couldn't. I know you're a big guy with doing, deferring the bets or making your bets based on if they're going to defer the kickoff or not. Well, this one, it literally came down to a coin flip because both coaches defer.
Both coaches defer, and we even talked about this when I was up in Reno on one of my Vegas apps. They were giving you plus money on one of those props, actually 2 of those props, who was going to get the ball first and who was going to win the coin toss or score first. And they were getting the plus money even though both teams wanted to defer. So you had a 50-50 coin flip and you were getting plus money for it. And that's one of the ways that people make money betting on props.
There you go. All right, guys. Hope you enjoyed the wrap-up of the Super Bowl. If you want to see that complete article, go to ESPN. Check out David Purdum's article. Great. One of the great guys writing sports stuff, sports betting in the industry. And I just hate when people quote and don't give people credit where it came from.
Yeah, and I've met David before. In fact, I had dinner with him last week, and he's called me in the past for quotes. And he's one of those guys, he doesn't pick sides or whatever. He just states the truth, and that's really what you want.
There you go. All right, he's Brian Leonard. I'm Marco D'Angelo. We're going to be right back. We're going to get back to why you're here. We're going to have some free pick videos up next. WagerTalk.com.